You may recognize this man. He's a lawyer. He represents the porn actress Stormy Daniels in her lawsuits against the president and Michael Cohen. But in the last 6 months, he has become famous in his own right. He's now one of the most consistent fixtures on cable news in this country. He's appeared on CNN and MSNBC literally hundreds of times, but he's moving beyond being a mere television celebrity. He's now talking about running for office for president. He's released his positions on major issues. He's traveled to Iowa and New Hampshire and Michigan and Ohio. He seems serious about it. We've invited him on the show many times to talk about his plans, but he's always declined until tonight. He's now agreed to appear on our set, provided we give him time to state his case, and we're, of course, happy to do that. In the past, he's also demanded that we stop referring to him by a certain unflattering nickname. And we haven't agreed to that demand, but tonight, as a gesture of goodwill, we will not use that nickname.
This is Tucker Carlson. As a gesture of goodwill, he will not call creepy porn lawyer creepy porn lawyer. He cannot, of course, speak for any decisions the inanimate chyrons might make, and the latter seem to be borderline zealots of the religion of truth, which apparently contains the sacred ritual of pinching an unleavened holy loaf of hilarity on anyone who bears a striking resemblance to the retarded banjo virtuoso from Deliverance. Kidding aside, this is the second most incredible setup of the infamous rape merchant I've ever seen, and we're going to devote a few minutes to it despite it not being the focus of this video.
Because we're always grateful when guests are brave enough to show up in person, including in this case, and he joins us now. Thanks a lot for coming on.
This is Creepy Porn Lawyer. You might have come across it under its pseudonym Michael Avenatti. For those of you who have watched this channel for the past few months, you'll immediately understand that Tucker Carlson is very much so doing some CNN-style priming of his own. Though in this case, because his viewers differ from the CNN-viewing ovine subspecies by falling into the category of not retarded, Tucker Carlson's target is not his audience. His target is creepy porn lawyer Michael Avenatti, and he is priming him to emotionally implode by subjecting him to a satirical, vainglorious introduction. So, after stating with a straight face that he would not call Michael Avenatti by his legal name, creepy porn lawyer, then repeatedly painting it across the screen in giant letters, which is Tucker Carlsonese for "F you, bitch," Avenatti flashes the old stink eye as if he's seriously expecting anyone to feel bad that he now looks like a moron because of a lie. But after spending so much time with professional penis receptacle Stormy Daniels, that stink eye is looking a little more pink eye.
I mean, we could sit and hurl insults at each other for the segment. Already done that. I've certainly insulted you. You've insulted me. But you seem smart. So let me take you seriously as someone who wants to be involved in the public conversation and ask you about things that you have said on questions of policy to flesh them out a little bit. So this is you at a rally in July. I think it was the day after the president spoke with Vladimir Putin in Helsinki, and you were addressing a rally, and here's what you said. Watch.
What Vladimir Putin and Russia did to this country in connection with the 2016 election is no different than if they had placed 100,000 troops on our border.
Quick pause to point out that showing Avenatti's face while he's subjected to more of what should be understood as Tucker Carlson pimp slaps is not an accident. The entire purpose of this interview can be reduced to the statement, "Hey asshole, thanks for permanently damaging the credibility of real sexual assault victims. In return, please enjoy your own medicine." The reason this is important to remember will become obvious here in a minute, but if you find yourself so inclined, do me a favor and remember the remainder of this exchange as how Michael Avenatti reacts when he's being messed with but knows it's just a game.
Yeah. This was an invasion. It was an electronic invasion. It used hackers and tweeters to elect this president.
So if Russia had 100,000 troops on our border, I mean, that would be an act of war, a profound provocation. What would be the rational response to that if you really felt the threat was that profound? If you were president, how would you respond to that?
In case you still weren't sure that this interview is a complete prank, Tucker Carlson's first question to creepy porn lawyer is, if you were president, how would you handle 100,000 Russian troops on our border?
Well, Tucker, I understood that I was coming on your show tonight to talk about the case involving my client.
Well, I didn't tell you that, and I'm happy to talk about the case. But I just played you a clip.
Tucker, you got to stop. Tucker, you got to stop interrupting me, okay? Because one of the conditions of me coming on tonight was that you were not going to do what you do routinely to guests, which is talk over them and interrupt them. So just let me finish with my answer, okay? Let me finish with my answer.
I said I'd give you a fair interview.
But he lied. And now you need anti-lyotics to kill the porn star fecal coliforms that have colonized your corneas. Freud was right.
If you really believe that it's the same as 100,000, what I'm saying is you're using reckless rhetoric on a subject you don't really understand that increases the temperature between the United States and a nuclear-armed adversary. Is that a responsible thing to do?
I think under the circumstances, I stand by my words, and I think for you to
that it's 100,000 troops on the border?
I think for you to lecture me about reckless rhetoric is rather ironic, Tucker, in light of some of the reckless rhetoric that you engage in each and every day.
Yes, you are understanding this correctly, and I imagine you had the same reaction as Tucker Carlson.
Each and every day.
Creepy porn lawyer Michael Avenatti is, yes, this is real life, trying to take the moral high ground on the issue of reckless rhetoric. The remainder of this interview is indeed historic in the levels of embarrassment by proxy you will experience on behalf of Michael Avenatti, and you can expect a full treatment in video form in the near future. But this video is not Tucker Carlson ends Michael Avenatti's career. This video is 4chan ends Michael Avenatti's career. And just as Avenatti was sucked into the void of 4chan trolling with narcissist bait, just as his bacterially infected eyes are being slowly sucked into the void created by an undersized prefrontal cortex, just as his hair was sucked off his testicle rester by the cruelness of a country that no longer allows access to the age-reversing blood of trafficked Hispanic children, we will engineer a reverse punchline by allowing creepy porn lawyer Michael Avenatti to self-fillet with the fiery if tragic passion of a beta cuck trying to f*** a feminist.
I'm representing one client who I can describe as a witness and victim, as well as additional corroborating witnesses to what she is going to allege publicly within the next 48 hours. As it relates to her particular allegations, we're not going to provide additional information beyond that, which is contained within the emails that I exchanged with the Senate Judiciary Committee. But let me say this. This woman, when she does surface, will be found to be 100% credible by the American public. I would not be representing her if I did not believe her. And if anyone has been paying attention over the last 6 to 7 months, they know that I do not traffic in nonsense or rumor. I utilize facts and evidence.
Creepy porn lawyer, Michael Avenatti, just kidding, I meant creepy porn lawyer may regret advocating so strongly for facts and evidence, because the fact is, while Avenatti has been booking banjo gigs with the mainstream media, the following was posted to 4chan's famed internet forum, Politically Incorrect, better known as Poll, better known as the absolute madman who played and won Captured the Flag with Shia LaBeouf's He Will Not Divide Us by analyzing flight patterns and the motion of heavenly bodies. To the dismay of Democrat voters everywhere, fortunately meaning intelligent people were spared, the following 4chan post recently went viral across social media. As a quick warning to anyone not familiar with Poll, this isn't going to be PG. Act accordingly. Under the title, How to Fuck with a Porn Lawyer, one of the intrepid Anons posted, and I quote, "Have stripper girlfriend give him a call on her burner phone. She tells him that she is a 51-year-old alumna of the private Holton Arms School and that Brett Kavanaugh and his buddy Mark Judge ran a train on her. Tells him that she knows all the secret codes. Find them, feel them, French them, fuck them, and forget them. Devil's Triangle is a three-way fuck with a cock in all of her orifices. He eats it the fuck up. She has him call my burner cell phone. I'm a classmate of Judge Kavanaugh to confirm. In my creepiest deep throat voice, I confirm it all. Can hear Avenatti wheels spinning. He's thinking he's broken the story of the year. Calls girlfriend 10 times. Wants her to tell her story on Anderson Cooper 360. She cries that she cannot be around men. He then begs her to do a one-on-one special with Poppy Harlow. She would, but her car broke down and the rent is door sick. She cannot miss work. Offers her $20,000. Cries she cannot, she'll lose her job. $20,000 isn't enough, ups it to $75,000 and much more after the GoFundMe scam. She'll be a national hero. She agrees. Claims the money will be ready to be wired in 2 hours, right after she signs CNN exclusive. She agrees. The phone doesn't stop ringing. She tells me she is bored and scared and wants to stop. Okay, we've had enough fun with this jack-off. We break our burner phones. Avenatti disables his Twitter.
You've described representing her, but also other people in this same matter. The other people who you're representing, other than your client, who I should mention you are not naming at this point, are they people who are witnesses to the behavior that she is going to describe? Or is this all one, the people that you're representing here, is this all about one specific allegation?
No, it's not about one specific allegations.
One specific allegations.
It's a series of allegations. This
Devil's triangle of allegations, really.
is a pattern of behavior, Rachel, that took place across many months and many years. And I will say this, we have demanded that Mark Judge be subpoenaed to testify before the committee in public so that the American people can hear Mark Judge answer questions about his close friend, Brett Kavanaugh. So far, those requests have fallen on deaf ears. For some reason, Chairman Grassley and others do not want the American people to hear from Mark Judge. For some reason, Brett Kavanaugh does not want the American people to hear from his close friend, Mark Judge. And I think that should tell people everything they need to know about Mark Judge and what he may say.
Creepy porn lawyer Michael Avenatti, deviating from even the bizarre propagandises of Christine Ford and Deborah Ramirez, is the only would-be Kavanaugh killer who is obsessed with Mark Judge. It's almost like he has some kind of exclusive inside information that no one else has heard. Or, you know, has been stupid enough to believe.
We believe all of these allegations, not just the allegations from my client, not just the allegations from the other clients that I have that are corroborating witnesses, but also Dr. Ford, Ms. Ramirez, and others.
Others. Also, I know it's a deeply ingrained habit, but please never make this face again.
I believe that when these allegations are surfaced within the next 48 hours, there will be no question that Brett Kavanaugh is not fit to sit on the U.S. Supreme Court.
I don't.
We do not make these allegations lightly.
But what about actionably?
And ultimately, this will be, as in most cases, a fight for credibility.
That's kind of a strange thing to say after rage-jerking your baby carrot with statements like, my client will be 100% credible to the American people. Drawing straight from the Democrat extra-large print playbook, what Avenatti is doing here is covering his ass for the inevitable moment when his target audience, liberals perpetually at the confluence of desperation and Down syndrome, realize he fed them a Dianne Feinstein cheek-fat-sized helping of Bernie Madoff.
What is it about about Mark Judge, who does not want to testify, that's so necessary in terms of getting to the bottom of this as far as you're concerned?
Because Mark Judge and Brett Kavanaugh were effectively, Rachel, joined at the hip. They participated in various conduct together, which we believe is absolutely disqualifying as it relates to Brett Kavanaugh serving on the U.S. Supreme Court.
I asked politely, asshole.
We believe Mark Judge's testimony is critical. We believe my client's testimony is critical. Ms. Ramirez's testimony is critical, as well as Dr. Ford, as well as additional corroborating witnesses. Rachel, there very well be, or may be, a criminal complaint made relating to this conduct.
Nah, there won't.
This is a search for the truth, and nothing but the truth.
So help me God? Now, to wrap this all up with regards to the odds of it being true, well, remember when I suggested you note that even after Tucker Carlson's hilarious introduction, Michael Avenatti kept it together on live television? This is what he's doing now. That's it for today. If you enjoyed this content, please like, share, and subscribe, and if you'd like to see more of it, consider supporting this channel through one-time PayPal donations, Patreon, or by purchasing a shirt or song. I'm John Ward, and until next time, remember, you're a world champion. Don't let your memes be dreams.
Have you noticed the components of a liberal persona? It's just emotional aloneness plus a literal coma with some hopeless psychosis and a bogus 4-year diploma in yoga. Now they're shouting slogans while they're homeless in California. Got a challenge for you, come and get it, Trouble. Trouble, you read it? You better bring a machete. I'm bringing Danet. I deal in the rarest of pepes. I pray to Keck I can set the new record for best separation of head from a neck.